Kia ora koutou, everyone, and welcome back to the Casual Kiwi podcast. I'm joined again by UK, Wren,
Hi.
and now Trash MD. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome, everyone. So, for those who haven't seen the last two parts, we're basically just having yarns about Yu-Gi-Oh, the game, Yu-Gi tubing, whatever. And we're just going to see what comes up and what happens next. So welcome everyone. So I think last time where we finished off, UK had just been talking about MR5 and what's coming up there.
Just so you know, it's all right, everybody. I've found my single copy of Zodiac Rapier.
Wonderful.
Well, I pulled a Trident out of the Megaton the day it got banned.
Okay.
I feel very sorry for you.
Oof.
Feels bad, man. Not like it was worth anything at that point, anyways.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone knew it was going.
Yeah, I mean, with Zoo, wasn't there a whole thing where they finally released them, like, with them not being rears or something?
They reprinted everything in the Megaton and then banned them like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Oh, Konami. God damn it. I do think they've improved over time since then, though. Like, we haven't had another emergency ban list. We haven't had anything, jump down in price and get immediately banned.
I'm calling it for MR5, though.
You reckon a few things are going to just get hit right off the bat? Probably.
I think it's Saryuja.
But no sooner than.
I'm thinking Saryuja's going to go. I'm thinking Instant Fusion's going to go.
Oh, not my Instant.
It's just Saryuja's just too good. If he's not going to get hit, if they're nice, he'll probably get hit at 1. And if they're like really want to make some money,
he doesn't need a ban. The only thing I don't about Saryuja is he's not hard ones per turn.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think he needs to be banned either. But like, I mean, we saw what happened to like Thunder Dragon Colossus. Like, it could have just been limited, and it wouldn't be as big of a issue. But what with what was that new trap card and impermanence, and just they were releasing new forms of ways to deal with that card. I think it being limited would have definitely done enough, but they were very content on getting rid of that card. So
1 sec, folks. I'll be right back. Just keep talking, okay? I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah, sleeper.
It looks like it flipped your deck upside down.
Okay, I'm back, folks. What have I missed?
We're just discussing what
Convulsion
potentially,
of nature.
mainly MR5 stuff, potentially the decks and like how it'll influence ever since the ban list. Particularly the thing that got me when I found out about MR5 and the ban list and how everything's working was we're expecting Crystron Needle Fiber to come over here, and I genuinely think that card might get e-banned. I genuinely think it could get e-banned.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go far as an emergency ban. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a premature hit, but
they had Needle Fiber plus. They had Needle Fiber Summon Sword plus Firewall in the OCG all at once, and they didn't get.
Yeah, that was just a recipe for disaster.
However, we do have to keep in mind about TCG exclusives and how they interact with these OCG cards. Because I did look at some of them. Yeah, I did look at some of them.
I mean, wasn't Subterra TCG exclusive for a while?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. It took a while, but it got there.
So it's Firewall. Spiral was also a TCG exclusive.
What do you guys think? Subterra best deck going forward, or?
I mean, actually, it's not a bad deck.
It's not a bad deck, but why? Oh, hello.
Oh,
Hello, Dank.
welcome, Dank. Team
What's
Chaos
up?
Stream.
Don't eat your microphone.
You're right there.
Too late.
Delicious.
Sorry about that.
No, but I think Subterra's, like Wren said, they'll be a pretty competent deck. But I personally think, like, what would be the reason of playing them over like Altergeist or something if you really like that kind of play style?
Yeah. I just don't think there's a...
Am I the only one who thinks
Flip
that Orcust is definitely not dead?
Your mic is really loud.
Yeah, Orcust is
They have
still going to be
Digaristu. I don't think it's dead.
Like,
I'm thinking like
think
Invoke
it's-
variants probably gonna pop
not
up.
even
think
just that, but like, think about it this way: you drop the Mech Knight, right? Already
Mech
with the
Knight's
Mech
gonna
Knight,
revive it.
with the Mech Knight Gearsu, you already have essentially, especially if you don't have like, another monster on board, you can already summon, you can already like summon your tokens and shit. Go straight into Galatea to, start plays. You dump the Orcust Nightmare. The Orcust Nightmare will facilitate even more plays for you.
What if you're going first?
The thing with the new Mech Knight card is you normal summon it, get your token, dump Nightmare. And now you're just in the same place you were in your combo. If you normal summon Scrap Recycler, dump Hope.
Yeah,
You're just in
exactly.
the same place.
The only
I think
issue.
it might lean more towards the Ghost second deck, and that's
Yeah, that's what I agree with. Like the issue, why it's still significant. Like I do agree with your argument, Dan Chaos, that Orcust is probably not dead. I don't think that deck will ever be dead until like Dingarisu and like Clash Syllables. You
really want to hit the
Never
deck.
right.
I'd say honestly, once they get rid of like Nightmare, or if they outright kill, like they get rid of Symbol Skeleton, right, or Babel. Actually, if they get rid of Babel
I think needs
outright,
to go.
Yeah, I think Dingarisu would probably be.
I don't. Babel at this point is whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've done enough right now to at least put it in
right
deck.
now, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think even with Gearsu it'll come back as like a tier 1 deck. I think it'll be more of like a rogue deck, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
I like when decks stick around as a rogue deck.
Yeah, I don't personally like that, but
if it's True Draco, I just want it dead.
But I understand the middle ground. No, but on that topic with the Orcust, I think what effectively the hit done is it's made its playstyle a lot more linear, and thus that's what made it weaker. Because now you kind of it's more easier to read and interrupt their plays and through Ash and like.
No, yeah, because the right kind of calls by the grave will shut the deck down.
Exactly.
Sorry, I have a naturally loud voice, and my mic's kind of up against my face. Is that better?
I think it.
Yeah, you're good. I think.
I think one thing that hitting Hope really does is hurt its longevity a lot.
Now that they don't have Harp, they can't really cycle through the deck and shit. The one thing they're gonna have to be more focusing on is Symbol Skeleton, and even then, like a simple engine that I ran for I messed around with World Legacy a bit, and the small Orcust engine that I run was three World Scepter and 3 Orcust Nightmare, just to make the barricade and dump the Nightmare and Grave to dump Scepter. The Scepter will always revive the Nightmare, and you already have Galatea right there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, people forget as well, even with, like meta strategies, there's still room for experimentation. I remember there was that.
Loads of different variants of Thunder Dragon.
Yeah, and like there was that other.
So fucked.
There was that other Orcust thing they're doing for a while. Was it Scrap Recycler? I think they had been using that in Orcust to get stuff going.
Scrap Recycler, yeah.
Which, like, I played that in Machiners years ago, but I didn't really see playing anything else.
Till
That's
a
Kiwi with the innovation
card.
The Scrap Link is still really good.
Yeah.
Scrap Link, really?
Yeah,
Scrap Recycler.
It's Scrap Recycler or Junk Recycler, something like that.
Whatchamacallit was in
Scrap Recycler, the one that mills the machine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. You can send one machine-type monster from your deck to the graveyard.
Sulfafnir?
Yeah, that's how that Crystron's used it to kill Sylphafnir from deck, and then he could start comboing off just with Sylphafnir.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right.
Casual Kiwi, you have the ban list pulled up? Or we go through each of the points? That would be pretty good.
Posted it in the chat a while ago.
Yeah, the ban
some
list. Actually, if someone could repost the ban list thing in the off topic,
I got
that'd be good.
screenshots if you guys want them.
Yeah, that'll do.
I think I still have it on my server. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, the way I kind of look at the ban list is like, you know, everyone's already covered it to death, and it's only been like a day. You know,
To death.
It's one of those things that, like, there's only so deep you can really go into it at this point.
For instance,
Thanks for that, by the way.
strikers now, I think are going to be Hayate Turbo.
Also, cheers, Wren,
Reaching far from
for
here.
the post.
Yeah, I think Sky Striker will take the direction of Mystic Mine.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that 100%.
I think
Like,
out of all the meta decks, the one that got off the easiest was Salamangreat. That is still
Yeah, Salad can still play.
I
Salad
never
can
actually
still
looked at
play.
their new cards, like the
they
one
got
of the.
free debug.
I stopped fucking
They're
around with
fine.
Salad when I bought the structure deck.
Yeah, I think they
I bought
still
3
have the
structure
same
decks,
issue.
and they're sitting here. I legitimately have the whole core just sitting around. I don't play it.
But
I play
really,
Sunlight.
really, it's things like Sunlight Wolf that make that deck work.
Life decision.
Like,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, sorry.
simulating Sunlight Wolf would be a great check for the deck.
Mm.
I
I'd
don't
agree with that.
think it's gonna go anywhere until they hit either Sunlight Wolf to 1 or they hit Gazelle farther. Until then, I think we're
Just
gonna
kill it.
still have
Just kill
Salad.
it. It was poach it.
Well, Salad's one of the
Just snipe
Salad
that
is
Gazelle
very-
right out.
Salad's very much like, you know, a deck like BA where like you can hit it all you want. It's still just gonna do the same thing. Until
See, that's
you,
the
like,
problem now is
actually kill it.
BA's definitely gonna like sneak its
Oh,
way
yeah,
up the
BA is
ranks.
great.
I mean, they've got 2 copies of Tour Guide.
They got 2 tour guide. They just got back Pot of Avarice. Like,
Lost
I
seconds,
think,
though.
they
But
lost
guys,
seconds.
Lair of
Who the
Darkness,
fuck gives a
though,
shit
come
about
on.
Sucker?
Double tour
Like-
guide is broken in Lair of Darkness. You heard it here.
I think we're actually gonna see a Block Dragon hit soon.
Well,
Between
oh yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, I saw it with
Between
Wren's.
Adamantia
Yeah,
and BA, we're definitely gonna see Block Dragon eventually.
Oh,
There's no
Block
way.
Dragon, yes.
cards. The cards.
Oh
Oh,
no,
it-
I
it-
think no. You know what they'll do? I doubt they'll hit Block Dragon because the new Adamantia cards. coming
I
out.
think once we get Adamantia
True.
and it has its run, we'll see it hit.
Yeah, then they'll probably
I think
snipe out Block Dragon.
Yeah, I think that's how they'll hit Adamantia eventually, because BA is also abusing Block Dragon.
Yeah.
BA's
sure
abused
other
Block
decks will do
Dragon.
it.
You also have Gem Knights abusing Block Dragon.
Well,
I mean-
we're abusing Block Dragon. they're basically dead at this point.
Block
Oh
Dragon
my god,
should,
yes.
you should really ask consent before abusing Block Dragon.
Well, I mean, he is rated under 13, so
Well,
He's
for
only
purposes
he
of
falls
copper,
underneath Coppa's rules.
everything here is
Fuck
13 plus. Don't take
Regret
my
making that joke.
podcast
I guess
down,
we have to stop talking about
FTC.
Block Dragon now. He's under 13, guys.
Block
my
Dragon
gosh.
is only level 8.
One
Regretting
thing
making
that's
that
funny.
joke.
Oh
One thing that's
god.
funny is that because of the adamant cards being level 3 rock types, it actually makes Organic Guardian actually relatively relevant now. Because it's now a good deck that can actually tutor it out.
Also, can I just say the Electromite hit, and Wren actually knows this because he saw me playing the deck the last time we in the tournament. Playing Metal, I actually played Metalfoes Kozmo during the
Oh, that
tournament.
was-
Neat.
I've never thought about putting those together. I don't know why. I just never thought about that.
You can
Such
ask
an
Wren.
interesting combination.
Besides the simple misplay, it
That's a really
definitely-
common thing in Newcastle.
Metalfoes Kozmo. Meta
Yeah, I
in
don't-
Newcastle.
Fascinating.
Now Electromite got hit, so I'm sitting over here in the background. I'm like, I literally just put this deck back together, and just for it to fall apart.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly-
I felt Electromite was a poor hit just because Pendulums
exactly, I
are
felt the
already
same way.
being screwed over in the MR5 transition.
I mean, I think hitting Servenum and Demion would have been enough.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Pendulum is they could not touch Thunder. You can't justify touching Thunder and not Pendulum.
Without hitting
Pendulum was
Pendulum,
doing better than Thunder.
It's the same reason that that they hit Multifaker at the end of the last list, because like they killed everything. If they'd left Altergeist alone,
it's
then
like
Altergeist would have
Konami
been like tier
just kind
0.
of went in with a minigun, just just tasing everybody lightly with 1,200 bullets in each tit,
Like,
and then
format.
just cut off Pendulum's arms and leg, and then
So
just drag them to the pit and toss them down just like salad.
well, everyone was thinking about like Thunder's the fourth.
That's an
best
analogy
deck.
and a half.
The top 4 is a lot of people thought like Thunder was in the top 4, but if you look at the past couple YCSs, Pendulum.
I think
was
Draco was in
outdoing
top
Thunder.
4, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Striker Draco. Was it Pure? I don't remember.
I doubt Pure was in like top 4.
I mean,
Unlikely, but I don't know.
Also, can I just say, having Lithogasm back is awesome.
As a dinosaur player, I don't think it does much.
You think
I don't
so?
know,
I mean, with the diagram hit, I guess, but
with diagram
That hurts,
hit,
by the way.
there's
Damn.
no point.
it's one of those sacky one-offs,
Well,
that
I
is
don't
just
even
going to
think-
win
Think
games
about it
when it
this way.
goes off.
with one diagram, one terraforming, and one Lithosogen, you have 3 Lithosogen.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just what is it? Did like a sort of have a little bit of mercy and allowed like Apocalypse to be at not Apocalypse, Return to be at 2 or something. Like,
Because
geez, they didn't
nobody
even
likes
return that.
Draco.
Hey man,
Nobody
I'm the
likes
guy
Draco.
at one
Hey.
fan in the closet. Like,
They could have brought back Masterpiece,
Banned.
alright?
no,
Give me back my Masterpiece,
I
baby.
honestly don't agree with that because he's just better, not even in his own deck.
No,
That's
think
something.
about it this way. They're going to be releasing Dragoon, Red Eyes of Dragoon, which is such a worse version of Masterpiece.
Worse version.
Dragun is not better than Masterpiece.
Dragoon is better than
not
Masterpiece.
Oh,
No.
Masterpiece,
Dragun
yes, is
Masterpiece.
unaffected by 2 different types. But if you
3
run-
different types.
fucking run. No, Masterpiece can only be unaffected by 2 different types of cards at a time. He can never be unaffected by all 3. And even then, he's just kaiju bait.
well, okay,
Dragun is also kaiju bait. What are you talking about?
yeah.
Yes, but
yeah.
Dragoon is a negate.
Okay, as a resident
And
Draco
Masterpiece
player,
is a pop.
it
the
really
point?
depends on the
I've been
player.
playing Draco
because-
since the beginning. I don't want to hear shit.
Where's
It
Scrub
really
tier
depends in
at?
the beginning, though. It really depends on how
When they first came out in Zodiac.
they have Apocalypse. That's the biggest thing. If they have Apocalypse, then yeah, Masterpiece can beat.
Well,
They
no,
would need Diagram
it's,
and Apocalypse. They need 2 extra cards in order to beat Dragun. When the player who plays Dragun doesn't need that. Just needs to negate 1 other card, and then he could just run over it.
yeah, exactly. But like,
So it's situational, but I would definitely more consistently Red Eyes Dragon would beat Masterpiece because Masterpiece can't
Dragun's also
respond
easier to put on field.
well, also
because of Predator
think about it
Planet.
this way: every single card that Dragoon negates buffs him up by 1,000. Right?
Yeah, that's retarded. I think his whole effect
Like,
is ridiculous.
That
Also,
on
I don't
its
think
own
he's
is
gonna be
already
like-
better than Masterpiece.
Yeah, I think again his effect
again,
would be fine if he wasn't able to be made by basically any deck.
Yeah,
You
on
know,
top of
if it
being
was
that's
burned
the
twice.
by
issue.
Anaconda.
Yeah, Predator Anaconda was the worst possible thing that Konami
Well,
could
that's gonna
come
get
out
you
with.
banned. I
right
bet you
now.
that's gonna get you
It,
banned.
That's
it
gonna get
should
banned.
be
Well, that's so
banned.
gonna get banned.
So broken, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my.
Like,
It's
I don't
like
think it's overly unfair, to be honest.
It is
It's a powerful
stupid.
card, but it's not
Yes.
overly unfair.
Also, out of left field, what the fuck happened with Brilliant Fusion? Like,
I think it
think-
was the Gem Knight. It was a preemptive
Yeah.
hit to Gem Knight.
in
yeah,
MR5,
but what the fuck are Gem Knights gonna do?
FGK.
I'm thinking
Which
Gem
one?
Knight.
Drop roll no more their ass.
Well,
in
I was thinking like
MR5,
Gem
any
Knight.
2 warriors or an Orpheus Scorpios, 1 card FTK.
Yeah, yeah.
Hit the
Bion,
Scorpio
1 card
engine. Sorry.
Okay, but
Scorpio
what about
engine.
any 2 warriors? Why would we hit Scorpio and Isolde just because of Gem Knights? That doesn't make
It's the
any sense.
same reason why I should have hit Firewall at the start instead of banning all the stuff around it.
Instead of
I was
banning,
having a good
what was it,
conversation
like
with a buddy.
the A and ABC? Because it was like a degenerate combo with Firewall. That was so dumb.
Nobody at this point was playing Brilliant Fusion besides these FDKs. So, like, no one lost anything. I don't think.
Well, no,
Brilliant
you
Fusion
still
was
had
the
like
best card to
Lightsworn
hit
and
with
shit. It
Gemini.
was playing it just to dump Wolf or to dump
I
Performance.
also think
Oh
that
no, Lightsworn, you know, they were totally a competitor.
Well,
Tier
think
one.
about Lightsworn can make Dragun
Take
now,
that
damn it.
back.
I think
Okay,
maybe
I'll
it
take
was
that
also
back.
in light of Adamant.
Lightsworn suck. I'll take that back.
I'm now just here looking at my my DT Seraph Knight, Brilliant Fusion, and Garnet.
That's painful, man. I know how
Does
you feel.
everybody remember
Like, I'm
Top
not
Deck
saying-
and Garnet?
I'm not saying
Sorry?
Brilliant Fusion is the best hat for Gem Knights, but like, it's better than hitting Orphis, Scorpio, and a Soul Day.
I think
Only
we should
two
have.
cards.
Well, they could have hit Block Dragon because that's
But
a key
even then,
part
you
of
don't, like-
You're
the
not going to hit Block
combo.
Dragon until Adamantia.
Even if they hit Brilliant Fusion, which they already did, they're still curious. Who can still dump the cards to graveyard.
But there is a
I'm sure there are
luck
ways to work
element to
around
that.
Scorpio.
So Aphanite itself was actually important in the Gem Knight FDK.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
but
card could have been.
you can hard make Seraph Knight though.
True, but
Yeah, if Brilliant didn't get
really
hit,
hurts the
Seraph Knight
FTK.
probably would have.
I mean,
Yeah.
they could absolutely be a dick and just start teching in Super Poly just to out fucking light decks.
I was
You know,
surprised
the
Super
one guy
Poly
playing
didn't take the
Lightsworns
hit.
at locals.
The deck has some. Deck has a respectable history. You can't
Also-
mess with it.
I was watching the video that Dazif made today, which nobody cares about Dazif's opinion, but
Well, let's try and keep it positive if we're talking about specific people on here, okay?
he was talking
I like
about
Doug.
how decks, like a lot of decks now, the top 5 decks that are like getting absolutely shit on by the ban list, and it was like how there's no other decks to play, and I'm like, I can think of 5 already that can like worm itself right fuck back up to the meta. You have
Lunar Light
Guru
Orcus?
Control. Yeah, Lunar
Spiral.
Light Orcus can shit itself out. Spiral too. Not to mention Shaddolls can worm their way out of nowhere with the new structure deck.
I would be really
Madolche.
excited to actually see Infernoids do something as well.
Oh
because
yeah, I talked to my
they've been
brother about
so
that.
close
Like-
to being like meta for a
Yeah,
while
I
now.
topped like 1 locals, and that's before my locals got shut down. So that's it.
Hey, what a way to end today. Go out on a high note. That's my
You also
No,
philosophy.
but yeah, Infernoid. Yeah, they're
You top
definitely.
locals so hard that they couldn't have a top ever again.
No, actually, no.
Definitely,
Actually, no. When
that's a
the
sleeper
locals
deck.
got shut down, I ended up losing that one because I went in with 60 card, like an idiot.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh, I
Oof,
went
indeed.
against my better judgment and played 60 card, so it was my own
Okay.
fault.
No, it's the temptation of being an Infernoid player.
Oh, the worst
I
part
mean,
is, it didn't even count because they weren't OTS. They weren't an OTS store at the time.
Oh,
So
right.
I mean, technically, it doesn't count, but it still counts to me.
We all know 59 card Infernoid is the way to go. 50.
Oh, obviously.
60 is
No.
too many.
Hold on. 49 and a half.
No, 50. 59 plus 1 upstart. That's the way to play.
Excuse me, I think you mean Into the Void.
At one point, I was genuinely considering making my Tindangle deck 60 card. I came
60
this
cards,
close
are you
to
kidding
making
me?
it a 60 card deck, and I am
Now,
so
this
glad
is
I
what we
didn't
call
do that.
consistent. This is what we call consistent.
Remember-
Kiwi,
Yeah.
Kiwi, we've that condition called wanting to make a 60 card deck, and there's medication for that.
I don't think I will make a 60 card deck. I think I've gotten past that point. At some point when I was creating it, I realized, hang on, isn't this just bad Infernoid? And then I stopped at that point.
Well, I mean, I actually, when I first picked up Infernoids, it was back in Blackwing format when Vanities was at 3. Vanity's Emptiness was at 3. So I
sounds
guess
like a
I
great
can say
day
I've been.
to be a
Yeah.
Draco player.
That was like forever the fuck ago.
Me and Wren looked over the secrets of what is it? It's not Eternity Code. There we go.
Yeah,
Eternity
Eternity
Code.
Code.
Secrets of
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Have you guys looked over the pack set?
No,
Not in
See
any
what
great
card list?
depth.
I'm gonna do that now.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but there's some few interesting cards I thought were of note that could be discussed on.
Has someone got a TV going in the background, by the way?
That would be me. Sorry.
Heretic.
My girl's watching TV.
Burn him at the
It's
stake.
It's okay. It's Cinnamon Toast Ken. He's part
Okay,
of the
but-
Feuds gang. It's fine.
Okay, we'll
I'll post
see
the
how
link.
it goes. If it's too loud, we might need to disconnect you, Jake. Because
No,
the
no.
Post
the
a link
record.
for
I've got to
Thank
think
you.
of the
to-
record.
to this one. I have it.
Does it
on
wait for me to lower down my mic pickup?
Copy. Let me just do this.
They get big, smaller channels. Like there will be a small group of people who will be lucky enough to see this podcast when it's posted, but the vast majority will not see any of this for quite some time if they do. So
Ooh, that's the thing.
it's got to be having it just right for posterity.
I'll go with that. I'm getting
I'll
bitched
post.
When they
post,
dig up our channels in the far future.
Kuriboh's the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, it's obviously not.
You know, the day we have a Kuriboh meta deck is the day I know I'm done with the game.
Hey! You guys should go check out my dumpster fire replays for that horrible Kuriboh deck.
Yes, you did cover it.
But knowing how Dark Magicians the support they got, it could happen actually.
Where's my-
Mm.
where are
Okay,
the
so the
headphones? 'Cause
eternity
I do
code
have those
things
for you.
in the off topic.
Yeah, Madolche getting a
This
new
set
card.
is so good. Yeah, the Madolche card is really good.
I don't play with
Probably not.
Madolche, so I don't really genuinely know how they work. So.
There's a
It's
person
the
at
card is-
locals who
Um,
swears by Madolche.
As far as I know, Madolche absolutely hate the graveyard.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's
Madolche
about all I
is
know about
They go
nine
back to
one
deck.
card OTKs.
As well. One card extra link.
And
Yeah,
access
they
to
also
one of the
don't
best
have
spins in the entire game. Like,
Madolches don't know the meaning of the term once per turn.
Oh my god,
Ooh.
tiramisu! Like, why? If Madolches ever get good, that card's on crossfire right there. It's gonna get crossfade.
So this is the one with the
Even
new Infinity support coming out and the new Lair of Darkness support one, the Malice.
Oh, that lady who can dump two.
Go down the
to-
list.
Yeah,
Go
I
down
mean
the
she's
list.
okay, but
This set is really
She's
good.
okay.
maybe a one
Nobody
or
likes
Okay is a
her.
stretch, in my opinion.
This set is really good.
Yeah, me and Wren talked about it, but I disagreed with Wren when it came to access. What was it? At Ignister the Arrival. I thought it was going to be pretty meta defining in
Summon
coming
Boil
format.
Sword, attack.
So my whole
Sword effect.
point on at Ignisters is
They don't do anything.
I think the new fusion is amazing for Super Poly. That's about it.
Yeah.
What are its requirements?
The main
The
deck
fusion?
cards
One
are
Cyberus monster
so
and one
good.
Lake monster.
Oh, I see. Okay, so kind of
At
like
Ignisters-
Violet Chimera.
Yeah.
At Ignister,
Also,
so many good main deck
It's very
cards.
satisfying to hit Ignister with their own fusion monster.
At Ignister
Yeah, that's
doesn't
true.
have good extra deck monsters. So there's no point. There's nothing you can do with them.
Again, I
It's like
predict a
Spyro
counter
when they
trap.
first came out.
I
You
predicted
the
a
whole
counter
thing
trap
about
coming
Nothing to do
for.
with it.
At Ignister
That
is
deck.
like the epitome of OTK deck, just like Mathmech or like
Tin Dangles.
Dinos and shit. I mean, Dinos are good because they can do both. They can play both aggro and stun.
just-
Dinosaur.
I don't know how you can say a potentially 6K unaffected Trident is not going to be format defining. I just don't know how to say
Kaiju
that.
bait.
Summon Boil
Black
Sword.
Wings.
Boil Sword attack.
I mean,
Boil
as
Sword
far as I
effect.
can tell, the only thing that
But which one's
Ignister
consistent?
do is Dark Fluid Turbo.
Dark Fluid Turbo.
Ignister- Let's see. Let's look at the OC.
And plus, with the new Cyber support coming out, like, oh my gosh, or expected
They've
to
got
be released.
3
Not
Lady
for.
Debug too.
I just don't
Let's
see it.
see.
I don't see it not doing something. It's like it's definitely. I'm not saying it's gonna like win
it'll probably
venues.
top some regionals.
Exactly, it's gonna top. Like there's no way you can ignore a potentially, and they can use Dark Fluid as well. Like just no way you can ignore a deck like that, especially with how the format has basically opened up for it. Like,
my whole problem with that, like, no, you know what Ignisters are going to be like? They're going to turn out to be like Prank Kids when Prank Kids first came out. The reason why Prank Kids topped when Prank Kids first came out is nobody knew how to deal with them.
Exactly.
See,
just like, yeah.
The thing about the OCG right now is Dragon Maids have more tops this format in the OCG.
That's wild.
That is.
Ignister,
that's true.
Let's see. Ignister is losing to Dragon Maids. It's
losing
to Magic Bullets. It's losing to Tenyi.
Dragon Maids with guard dragons and all this extra shit that you can just pile on top of it. The amount of dragon support is absolutely asinine. Like,
it makes pyro lovers cry.
Shout out to my guy P96 on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah.
Volcanics.
Let's get that Volcanics.
The only pyro deck. No, but I just stand by it. Obvious similarities to Masterpeace aside. I just genuinely think that it's underrated because Sleeper can't deal with it. It's not
any deck that can summon a Boil Sword has an out to a rival.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. When it arrives, it should be game. Like you're not using it as like.
It's like when you go into what is it? There's one deck that when you go into Hextia, that's what it's Altergeist. Like when they go into Hextia, it should be game when you go into Hextia.
It's just like when you can get into this card, like you should be winning the game. You don't summon this thing unless you're trying to kill your opponent. Like,
yeah, but what are the alternative lines to play? You know, if they're not summoning that, what are they summoning instead?
Rank 4 pass.
Because that's like Mathmech. Mathmech have that option to make the big synchro and OTK. But if they're going first, they usually just end on an XD and maybe a set card.
Yeah.
It
doesn't do anything going first.
It's a bit of a glass cannon. Same with Tyndale OTK.
That's true. It's a going second deck. It's primarily
also,
a going second deck.
You know what the whole problem with Ignisters is? It's like they don't have they haven't given them a negate yet. Like they haven't given them a solid first turn board yet. They've only given them.
It's
more like they don't have any
first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they don't have any. Yeah, that's why I said I predicted a counter trap because obviously card design wise, when you see these types of decks, you're like, oh, there's a clear gap there. You're like that could be filled by a searchable counter trap. For example, when
really don't like how that has become common practice for new archetypes to be just throwing their own archetype.
You mean like what they do with Time Thieves?
Infernity barriers.
Does Time Thieves have a? Do Time Thieves have a counter trap now?
Have a barrier.
Time Thieves were given a counter trap. It's called Time Thief Retrograde.
Oh,
and Retrograde, whenever your opponent activates a spell trap, I believe, or monster effect, you can negate it and then equip the negated card as material. Which, by the way, now it is released this up and coming set. So look out for your local Time Thief player because all the cards are commons except for Protect.
Look out for the local Time.
Yeah, I picked up the full core when it came out. It was just too cheap to pass up on.
With a whole bunch of people playing Time Thieves.
Try to hit you with those DJ strats.
Be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
We should be happy that instead of giving decks tech integrations, they're giving them infinity values.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I think that's good. I like that design. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Well, don't worry. I was going to say, it's like, don't worry. Don't get me wrong. Like, the right placed Ash on Regulator does kind of hurt and makes you cry inside. And then, I could just go home and cry in my corner, but it's fine. I'm okay, guys. Don't worry about it.
I do like they're kind of making counter traps a little more prevalent. That's always nice because when we got warning at 3 now, they're in some life support. They need they're on life support. But no, when I saw at Ignister, it gave me the same kind of vibe that I got when I predicted something for Orchrist. I was like, Orchrist at a time, people were like, oh, this deck's missing something. It needs a key card, and it's it got 2 in the 4.
That's when we got Nightmare, right? Yeah, that's when we got Dingiris and Nightmare.
It got Dingirisu and then the counter trap when it got officially released. Then it started finding and I was like,
it was nuts.
What's up?
I was just about to say Crescendo's a nuts card. Negate banish.
and search at the same time. And I'm just thinking like the same pattern is probably going to happen with Ignister. It's going to probably start off as primarily an OTK deck and get some tops here and there. But like, it's probably going to get. First of all, it benefits from just being Cybers, because Cybers is getting a whole new wave of support through the code.
By the way, shout out to Ukedideka or Ukedideka. I can't speak English, by the way.
I've been saying UK.
Yeah, UK Yu-Gi-Oh. Our friend here, he posted retrograde in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks. Nice. Yeah. Feel free to post the if you want to continue, of course. Feel free to post some of the cards that we're talking about. I posted a link, but some people just don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'll have to see if Silent can add those on in post.
But no, what I was saying with I just get the same vibe with that with the At Arrival. Like they're Cybers, they're just ripe, like primed and ready to just dominate the format. Just like they're filling in the void of Salamangreats. Most of the potential match.
Actually, that brings up another interesting point.
But Salamangreat's got a counter.
What if the future? Yeah. What if the future what if the future for Salamangreat is actually going to be some weird ass hybrid between Mathmech, Salad, and Ignister? Because you do have Ignister, the Phoenix, which with something like Psychic Blade can lead to a stupid OTK.
I mean, I've seen people splash like Salad into other stuff like Mathmech. I saw a build online. I can't remember where now, but it was like a Mathmech Salamangreat builds, which had some really bizarre nutty combos it could do. Because you can like link spam with the Mathmech cards as well, so there's kind of some synergy there.
Yeah,
that's what I was just about to say.
Solid sleeper deck going into the next format. It's just got some strange OTKs. So little interaction.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with that personally, just because of again the likelihood that like going in, it's gonna I believe it's gonna get some tops. Not like win YCSs or anything, but it's definitely gonna be.
I'm not saying Mathmech's gonna be like tier 1, but it's a solid sleeper deck. And it's
Yeah.
Regionals.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
There was a. I think Cole brought it up.
I think Ikadu was gonna say
earlier.
Ikideka was gonna say something.
Sorry for referencing more bigger channels, but I believe Cole brought it up. There was a deck profile that involved the Mathmech Synchro, the Synchro 12, level 12 one. Mr. Giant Sigma there.
Yes. Very generic as well.
Ukedideka, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say that the Mathmech strategy, I'm working on a build of it at the moment that works in both ways, as it's a spam, it's a link spam deck going first, that can, if it opens right, can potentially get at least 3/4 of the way through an extra link. But also it has the OTK potential going second, because I mean the
Mathmech.
It's Mathmech. They do what they do off 2 cards.
Mathmech shits on everybody's day.
It does.
See, the thing with
like Cyber Dragon.
The thing with
Mathmech, speaking of which,
if you play one copy of the trap, they actually have a solid go first play.
Yeah.
What was that, Dank? What was your speaking of which?
Oh, I was going to say, Cyber Dragons, I think, are going to pull out some stupid regionals lately because of the major hits towards every other deck. I think we're going to see Cyber Dragon, the Cyber Orchest, come back.
I never saw that. How did that exactly work?
I played that before. It was good.
The same way that every other version of Orchest went, they'd make Nightmare and summon. They'd make Nightmare Mermaid. Just like every other Orchest deck in the.
Except they could also.
So why would that come back then, though? If that's the play they're relying on.
Well, because think about it this way: people are going to be looking for text to throw in to take over where Harp Horror is missing. Something like a Cyber Dragon, which is a legitimate free level 5 that you can just drop on board going second, that can also absorb any machine monsters to go straight into Fortress or into Mega Fleet.
Mega Fleet will definitely now not be just a joke card. It's actually good.
Well, this is what I love is this last little bit of MR4 is going to be such like an interesting period to look back on.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
You know, Mega
I
Fleet
never was
is going to be
watching,
good, but then Oh,
like-
keep going, Dank.
Oh no, I'm good. My point's finished.
Oh, UK
I
then.
wasn't like paying attention to like
Trash.
the MR4 format for a large majority of the time until this ban list hit. Mainly, obviously due to the proximity of MR5.
Yeah.
But it's still like that is a very good point. Kiwi, that's a very good point. It definitely is going to be a lot more interesting. I don't know that there's many events left that would be like actually like recorded. I don't follow that that closely,
Maybe.
but that is a very true statement. I definitely think that the last era is going to definitely be a very interesting format.
We're in the end
Yeah,
game
I'm gonna hop
now.
out of chat real quick. I just gotta use the bathroom. I'll hop back in when I'm back.
Yeah, all good,
All
Dank.
right, you should probably mute yourself just in case.
Oh no, I'm just gonna hop out. Like I'm gonna leave.
Oh, okay. All right, you living right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Get out.
be careful, man. You be careful.
Oh no, I will be back in like.
Yeah,
10
he's
seconds.
coming back.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, be careful, don't slip.
But don't
I
die out
totally
there.
Slip in the toilet, just for you guys.
I've
After I find a way to leave myself yet.
Just
Oh my
don't
God.
take us
if
to
you're
the
on a computer,
bathroom.
It should be at the bottom of the screen.
Bottom of the screen. I'm using
Yeah, there
mobile.
should be a thing.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm stupid. All right, guys, I'll see you later.
See you later, mate. No worries.
Yeah, I'll just, I was gonna say more about freaking Ignister. That deck, I like, man, I just have a sense for these things, dude.
You've
I tell you,
planted
bro,
your flag.
that deck is so obviously like it's just in such a right position, dude. I've seen this pattern before. Honestly, at this point, I should be like buying cards and stuff, but
Wait, what
I'm
deck are we talking
a
about
pro
now?
college student, so. But
South
like,
Dragon.
it's going to. That's what I see. It's going to happen. Like, if it's not during the last bits of MR4, it's gonna be during MR5 or the next set. They're gonna release like all the Code Talker general like Code Talker support, and I mean they also can go into access Code Talker as well. The field spell floats itself. Like they got the consistency. You're not gonna run the ritual. I mean the ritual is just kind of it's a ritual, but like they got the consistency, and if they got a searchable counter trap, it's done for. Like it's just like how True Dracos would not really be True Dracos without Diagram and Apocalypse and Return. It just obviously you can say Succession. I just think Apocalypse is really the key card that and Diagram when it comes to that deck. But you can argue, you can definitely argue Succession and Heritage. But no, I just see that it's a deck that can function even without like a key card. That's the biggest thing. Like when it can function without a key card and produce tops, that's when I know that deck is gonna definitely be relevant. And if it doesn't, then I'll hold myself to that statement.
Well,
but
we have it on record, so
yeah, by all means,
we'll make sure to remind you, Trash. Don't worry.
Yeah, go for
Every
it.
single day of
Instant
your life.
replay.
It's consistent. If the deck's consistent, it's gonna have it's gonna get some relevance in the tournament.
But I think that's good, like
Holy
sometimes you do need to make those calls because Yu-Gi-Oh is an expensive game, and like you can't just buy everything. You've got to think about what is going to be relevant in the future. What's going to stand the test of time. And if you just buy what's good now, then a couple of months down the line, you could be, it could all be banned. You could have no Colossus left.
And as far as like keeping tracks, like, I've had myself got completely like stuffed by Konami, bro. Like there's one point, it was when Pendulum Magicians and MR4 was dominating. I just bought like a whole bunch of astrographs because I thought that this deck's gonna like. There was like a key period where it was like I'm trying to remember. It was like prior to a ban list, like prior to like a January ban list or something. It was like during the winter season, and it just like prior entering the new year. I think it was entering 2019. Maybe 2019, 2017, 2018, sorry. I was like, oh, okay, Astroglyph is just prime for the format. This is ready. It's like the Pendulums are going to be the next.
Hey,
dominant
Dank
deck.
is alive, everyone.
Are you sure about
Back.
that?
Back.
Are you sure it didn't get
Okay.
flushed down the toilet? I mean, I could just be talking to you from the other side as a force ghost. You never know.
Fair enough. That's true.
You
But
never
yeah,
know.
I ended up speculating that it was just going to be a Pendulum Magician format, which it sort of happened. It just happened without Astrograph, the card I bought.
That's me.
7 copies of.
I miss Astrograph Sorcerer, all the loops.
Speaking of Pendulum, Trif, Steven Trif, is currently X1 at a regional with Pendulum.
New
No,
format.
not
I heard about
X1.
that.
He's round 9, with 1 loss.
Yeah, he's an incredible duelist. I'll give him that. Yeah.
With
He's
no
incredible
Electromite,
duelist.
1 Servant.
No Electromite, did you say? This is with the new ban list.
Yeah, he's playing new ban
Yes.
list. No one else is.
Of course
and there's
not,
people like Jesse Cotton and Gabriel Vargas there. So this isn't like a small regional.
Trif is good at what he does.
Yeah. I actually don't even remember the
Quote, Pendulum
circumstances
God.
why he got banned. Like, if you guys
Trif
actually
got
know.
banned.
It was
Time rules.
due to his channel,
He made
actually.
a joke about. He made a
said
joke
something
about
him
stalling for time,
with,
and then
Seriously?
yeah.
Well, everything you
Oh,
put
man.
out
Everyone's
online,
on my
it
channel.
can come back to haunt you. Not to scare anyone off.
No, but yeah, it's just he's really excellent. I've watched his content. It's pretty excellent duelist. Like, despite jokingly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's someone who stands out as unique for what he does on the platform.
And
Which,
Found a Mathmech.
you can never accuse Trif of being generic.
That's true. He's a very interesting character.
You can only accuse Trif of being generic jokingly.
I'm jokingly said I stalled for time.
Don't forget, he's going to be.
Don't
forget, if you joke too much, you'll be temporarily banned.
Joke.
Yeah, you will.
Konami.
And you won't even know that you were banned. You didn't get no email or anything.
Nope.
Doug's Leaf emailed him and told him he was banned.
You're banned. Goodbye. That's gotta be especially as a competitive player like him, playing for years. Dude, oh my goodness.
Big
I would like to. I look
email
forward
from
to a video. I should probably throw a comment about it. I want to see what he does if he messes around with the Infernoid Zephyr on MR5. I really want to see, because I genuinely think that deck is even even without Electromite, it's just you get access to 3 counter traps, 2 of which are some of the best in the game.
Zephyr does feel ahead of its
just
time.
Way too big brain for me.
Oh my gosh! And then the sort of combos that it does, and how it's actually been getting some in what is it in the OCG? They've been doing a tour for 2020. It's actually been getting tops. It's actually been getting tops consistently, and I'm just yeah, I called it. That deck is dog. He got killed by.
Shit. No.
Yeah, I'll be right back, folks. Just need to assess something real quick. Okay, I'm back.
I can tell.
We're talking about different rarity anti-spell fragrances.
Different fragrances?
Yep.
I've always been a fan of mints, to be honest.
No,
I've always been
different
a fan of
rarity anti-spell fragrances.
Oh, never mind then. Carry on.
Just for that correct kind of cringe. Oh, it's great, especially when you go up against a rarity, for lack of a better word, rarity Bogart. And then you come across, with your one common anti-spell, your one, super rare, and your one rare, and they look at you and die because it's too much cringe.
Good. It also makes them underestimate you.
On the topic of Eternity Code, market speculation wise, which card do you think will be the pack cards, or at least
I'm not even staring at the set spoilers, so I have to look.
It's in the general off topic, just above UK's post.
What's going to be the most expensive card? I think it's going to be
get
Union Driver.
Really? Wow, that's a
Give me two
Yes, I
seconds.
think
that's
it's
a
going to
choice.
be Unity driver.
Oh, you use
That was by the-
Wikipedia? I use the organization.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, that one.
Why?
I'm gonna
That
just
was,
click
by
it.
the way, that was me randomly. That was me
Also,
scrolling down and randomly
Is it
picking
just
out
me,
any
or
card.
does like the whole Codebreaker 0-day shit not do anything?
What's it called?
Uh,
The 0-day, the new Codebreaker 0-day stuff, they don't do anything.
Salamangreat
Nope.
Zebroid X? Never even.
They
I think
literally do
Mekk-Knight,
nothing.
honestly, the Mekk-Knight Orcus Gearsu is going to be like the most fucking expensive card in there.
Oh, what's his rarity though? Look.
He's a rare. That's
Yeah,
going to be
I
the
don't
most
know.
expensive rare in existence.
I was hearing
I
they
don't know
were
about
getting
that.
rid of
Also, waifu tax on the Chamber Dragon Maid is going to be so much.
I don't know how
$100,000.
She's a super.
Do you
I think
think
it
we'll
was
see more dragon rulers returning
super
anytime
rare,
soon?
secret rare,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
20 secret rare. What the fuck?
I made on that point. I made kind of a prediction on that for because of how Dragon Mains and all the release was going on. I was like, oh, they're going to probably release more Dragon Rulers, but I guess I was incorrect about it in TCG so far. I mean, it could happen,
Yeah, it
but
could still
in the
happen.
OCG, it's been pretty much like that. Like Dragon Mains have been consistently getting tops over there. I was like, oh,
Actually,
Dragon
I
Mains.
have
Oh, this
a-
deck's gonna get.
I have a Dragon Maid. I got a kitchen sitting in my house right now. I got a kitchen Dragon Maid. I pulled one out for 4 packs of Mystic Fighters.
Oh, nice.
All right, you want to talk about pain? Yeah.
That's like the
And
most
then I bricked
expensive
on every
one.
other one.
I think if they do hit Block Dragon after Adamites come out, then that would be the time to bring back the Ruler of Boulders at that point, as like
I
a
would bring that card
compromise.
back. Never bring that card back.
I mean, I think the
Thank you,
biggest
Sid.
problem with bringing it back is something like Block Dragon. But if that was out of the way, I don't think it would have that big an impact.
What do you guys
Block
think about
Dragon's
Fusion
dumb.
Dispatch?
Oh,
I forget what it does. Oh,
Wren.
it's not good.
Me and Wren talked about it. There's just not enough
Yeah,
targets.
The targets. There's no good targets. What do you like? What do you summon
Gem
off
Knights.
of it?
Plenty of Gem Knight targets.
Fusion
Then you
Discussion.
Gym Knights are dead, Dank.
You need their link.
No, no, no,
They've
no.
been murdered.
It's
You
fine.
need their
They don't
link.
have brilliant.
They still have.
Are
a
you
Gem
forgetting
Knight
this?
Fusion. No, you're wrong. They have Brilliant Fusion for 2 days.
Like,
I
I'm
think
glad Fusion Dispatch is there. It's like what you're gonna summon. Your main Fusion card is gone. Like it's like what you're gonna use. What is
What
the
can
other
they
card?
summon
Like,
with Fusion Dispatch?
Magician.
Huh?
Actually, you can summon out Cannon Soldier.
You can
Oh,
summon
no.
Cannon Soldier, you can summon Dark Magician, you can summon Buster Blader.
Yeah. Actually, no. Actually, that's another good idea. Buster Bladers too could handle it.
The only
They
Gem
would just
Knights
make
you
the
can
synchro
summon
next
off
turn.
of Fusion Dispatch are Garnet, Tourmaline, Sapphire, and Lapis.
Hey, there you go, Garnet.
I can summon Garnet from my deck. Garnet
I won't break
Turbo.
anymore.
Hog.
It
Yeah,
amazes
actually-
me that Cannon Soldier is still in the game. It's like
Also, can I
always
say-
used at
Can I just
FTKs
say
and
that
nothing else.
Garnet and Duel Links is actually not a brick?
This is the thing
Because
now.
he's big.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Now, I'm now building Garnet Turbo. This is the thing now. Thank you.
Actually, you know what? Here's another interesting topic. So, who the fuck was also random? Like, so I watched the Team APS opening or the reveal of the new set that came out, right?
Oh,
The Heroes
that
one.
deck. Oh
The
no, you're not talking
random-
about that deck. Oh,
No. The random card that they just nonchalantly passed by, 9 Lives Cat.
oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sitting there, I'm watching the whole thing. All of a sudden, oh yeah, 9 Lives Cat, and then they just push off onto something else. I'm like,
Generic Rake 9.
yeah, you know,
Generic Rake 9.
you know, anywhere else on the internet. My cousin had to find it on Pojo.
Let me check the YGO Pro for the effect.
I mean,
It
there's
should
no
be up
reason-
by now.
Is
I'm
anyone
on
in
YouTube,
here
by the way.
a TCGPlayer affiliate, by the way?
I am.
I am not yet. I'd
Ha-
like to be, but
How have you
I don't
been
have
finding that UK?
I've had literally no problems with it, apart from the fact that I've had nothing from it.
Oh my, that's a oh my goodness.
I mean, because
Oh, no,
yeah,
that's
I
different.
got a few people messaging me about becoming a TCGPlayer affiliate, and personally, I don't use TCGPlayer, so like
Me neither.
in New Zealand,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
wasn't really a thing.
I'm a little nutsack. I use Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Why
I've
would I
got
use
TCG
Amazon?
Collector
They're
over
only a
here, the
monopoly.
one I use usually. But
That's fine,
yeah,
don't worry about it.
there was just something about it that felt a little odd, you know, like how much were
Okay,
creators
I've
really
just read
going
my
to get
rights
out
count.
of it?
That's insane.
Like, and they were just
That's-
offering it to like anyone who wanted it. Really, I don't know if there was much of a process you had to go through, or
No.
I talked to Scrum Tier about it a little bit.
Mm.
He said you had to find out, like, you had to fill out this whole little application, enough about your channel, give him like a little bit of a summary of your channel and all that shit. Excuse my language.
When I was filling that out, I was pretty much just like, all right, then I have less than 30 subscribers. I haven't made a video in 3 months. And they were just like, all right, then that'll do. The funniest thing about it is that I haven't actually put the TCGPlayer affiliate thing on my YouTube channel anywhere. The only place I have anything related to it is on my blog, which is not related to Yu-Gi-Oh! At all.
That's fine.
Wow.
Don't worry about it. You can save it for that occasional person.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like at least for smaller channels, it's probably going to help TCGPlayer spread its thing around more than we'll be getting anything back for doing it. At least when we're smaller creators. Like that was why
Not
I
to
took
throw
a
a big,
while to make a Discord too, was because I knew that if I was too small when I started Discord, then there was going to be no one in it, and it was going
You mean,
to.
you mean like what happened with me? I started it,
And sort
it
of
went
me, but
nowhere,
I'm not too
and
concerned
then
about that.
fizzled.
Yeah, I mean, I was still worried, like when I first started, that like after the first day or so, it was going to die. I know someone like commented that like, oh no, this place is already dead, and I had to be like, hang on a moment, like.
Hold on there.
That's
I'm alive.
yeah, we're still doing things.
Wasn't that me?
It might have been you or someone else in the thing. I can't remember exactly.
Don't take the blame, damn it.
Oh no, I'm
Nine
taking the
Cat-
blame because if I'm saying that kind of shit, I'm probably memeing.
I mean, it
It's
worked.
fine.
I mean, to be fair, UK, you are, I think, far and away the most active user of my Discord. Like,
It's because I have no life.
no, but it's like it's cool.
Yeah,
You
get away.
offer a lot to the thing.
I
Like-
am
Hey,
Lord
hey,
of the
I
Lair.
had a life.
Yeah.
I don't
Come
need
at
it
me,
anymore.
scrubs.
Take it back. I don't want it.
Nine lives cat. It says in its fact, two level 9 monsters. Your opponent cannot target other monsters you control that were special summoned from the graveyard with card effects. You can detach one material from this card, then target one level 9 monster in your graveyard or one monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon it. You can only use it once per turn.
It's a freaking mannequin cat on steroids. Like, come on.
Yeah.
mannequin cat. What is that?
Mannequin Cat is an
Mannequin
amazing
Cat and level
card.
2 Xyz monster, I'll get it up in general as well.
Mannequin cat lets you summon. All right, so when your opponent summons a card from the graveyard, right? You can then target that monster. Or I believe it's any monster on their field,
Okay.
and then special summon a monster from your deck with the same attribute or type.
Oh, okay.
She also has
It's,
a trigger
um,
effect that
see
lets
it now.
you special summon a card from your opponent's graveyard, kind of like Vampire Sucker, giggity.
Yeah, I was trying it out in Lair of Darkness Paleo variant I was playing around with. Because with Lair of Darkness, you can guarantee that the monster you summon out will be a dark, and then you can special summon anything from your deck you want. You could get a Cyberstein, you could get an Abyss statue, you could get out Diabolos,
nice.
whatever you want.
We all know that Paleozoic Exodia is the best way to play Paleo.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. I mean, until they hit
Obviously.
demise to 1.
The way to
No,
play
you don't need
Exodia,
demise.
guys, is Exodia Quasar. That is
Yes.
best version.
I
Hands
genuinely
down.
used to play Exodia Guardians. And
You
then I
think
sold
I'm
that
memeing?
deck.
You think I'm memeing? No, Paleozoic Exodia. That's the way to go.
It is, yeah.
No, but
Oh, hey, what do you guys think
genuinely
about the new
though,
Nemesis archetype?
like turn one,
Uh-oh.
like multiple Quasar.
I'm going to say that I haven't seen it.
Bro, there
And then
are
Fusion
only
Dispatch.
30 codes. There are a total
Okay.
of 30 codes in the game that mention the
Nobody
word
cares about
Quasar.
Fusion Dispatch, though.
Yeah,
I
that-
care
Except
about
that
Fusion
one
Dispatch
person who
because I
played
can use
the
it to special summon Buster Blader
Cannon
from my
Soldier
deck.
FTK.
yeah, Buster Bladed deck can actually. Yeah, that's very true.
But you're stuck into fusions for it, too.
I don't
Did you
care.
guys ever actually see the FTK with Cannon Soldier off that?
Wait,
Fusion
you'll have to
Dispatch.
be more specific. Which FTK
Yeah.
with Cannon Soldier?
All right. So here's how it's facilitated, right? It's technically like a 7-card combo, you know, like most amazing combos are.
It's just the 7-card combo, guys.
Oh yeah, of
Only
course,
7
obviously.
cards.
You know, yeah, it's fine. So you
Activate
use something
Potter
like Imperial
Desires.
Iron Wall or Lancia to make it so this way you can't banish Cool Bolt Hedgehog out of your graveyard, and then you summon a tuner. So like Quick Draw out of your hand to discard the, you know, your good old Cool Bolt, and then you just summon Cannon Soldier from your deck using Fusion Dispatch, and you target the Labyrinth Tank. Summons Cannon Soldier, and because you can't banish, Cool Bolt just keeps reviving itself.
That sounds really inefficient.
It's not only just inefficient, but it's damn right stupid. And that is why I can't wait for that one asshole to figure this shit out. Go to locals and top with it.
All right, let's try reviewing over each of them since there's not too many, and it gives us good content to speak of.
What, the Nemesis cards or other
Just the
stuff?
secret rares of the set.
Oh,
All right, should we
Just go over
should we
them
start
one
with
by
the first one? So, Arch Nemesis
Protoss.
Protoss. Give me a second. I'm gonna
Protoss
get.
is okay. I think Protoss will see more play in a. I think Eschatos is going to see more play than Protoss will, because Eschatos is
leave big
more
dragons.
viable.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're just running
It's-
over the secret rares of the
So,
set.
Eschatos and Protoss are essentially what's it called?
Living
Tribe
years,
Infected
essentially.
Virus.
Yeah,
And
they
Vanity.
slap on the field. Yeah.
And Vanity at the same time. Because
Yep.
can't.
They're vanities and Tribe Infected Virus with bigger numbers and Worm and Dragon written on them.
Well, however, they're not quick effect, so they're really only going to be used if you're going to use them on a
They're
matchup.
RTK
It's going to be a
decks.
side.
They're great for like going second. I think
Yeah.
what they're perfect for are decks that run, like for instance, like a Dino deck, right? Where you don't have to solely run dinosaurs in the deck. You can run different types and attributes in it. So you can just throw in like 3 Eschatos or 3 Protoss just to kind of give you that
3?
extra one-up on the opponent.
I would only use this. Also, I would only use this to side, but also in my previous statement, I misread. I was when I was referring to like it being used in Infernoids, I was actually talking about Nemesis, the Nemesis flag, umbrella, and corridor. I mixed up the cards. Now I don't think the secret resin themselves, the boss monsters, it can be used.
No,
in,
they
Infernoids, so
don't. They don't
That's
like pose a good.
that's an error on my part. So
It's all
But,
good
against
trash.
Infernoids.
as far, I think the small ones
They're-
are good for the Infernoids, but as
Yeah,
far as
the small ones are definitely a good idea, but the big ones are just kind of. Well, here's a
They're-
level
I think they're side
11,
deck.
so
I think Nemesis is another reason Colossus went straight to 0 and not to 1.
why is that?
oh yeah, because the thunder.
The
Because one of the
wind
smaller
one is
Nemesis
just a
is a
one
thunder
card.
type.
Wait, it's a
It's-
thunder card?
Yeah,
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 it's
it's
green
from
one.
hand.
And it
The wind.
activates in
The
hand,
green
so
one
you
stuns the
summon
type and
it
summons
in.
itself from hand.
And
Wait,
it
No, it
summons
doesn't.
summons
It discards itself,
It's summoned.
which is 8. Sorry, you
It's
talk.
summoning
Sorry,
himself. It's summoning itself as an effect, which makes it so you can instantly get rid of it for Colossus. So it's not broken.
give me a second. I'm pulling it up now.
Wow. Interesting.
It discards itself or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, let me check.
No,
This
it-
one
it
was it Protoss?
returns a
Was it
No,
banished
it summons itself.
card.
Activates
It's a
in
special
hand,
summon
and summons
itself.
All right. It's corridor. So here we go. You can target one of your banished monsters, except Nemesis corridor. Special this from hand. If you do, shuffle that target into deck. Full stop. You can target one of your banished Nemesis monsters, except corridor. Add it to your hand. That's on field, and both are hard ones for turns.
No, I thought you were talking about like one of the main. Oh, you're talking about the small ones. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the secret rares. I was like, what?
No.
No,
So
of course the small
talking
ones
about the
can be
little
used in Thunder Dragons. Yeah, yeah. I never tried it because I'm a purist, but
I'm very much the opposite on my channel. If it doesn't have spice detected, it's not going up.
all right, but yeah, as far
Kiwis
as those
here
two
just
cards,
shuffling 2 decks together.
as far as those two
I've
secret
done it
rares,
before. I don't know if any of
definitely
you
think-
saw my Totally Time Lords profile that I did.
I was about to bring up Time Lords, but I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Token of Time Lords. That makes me
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, because you could use them. You time Maiden to search Water Time Lord for fodder for Swap Frog and shenanigans like
That's
And then,
that.
oh no,
not
even
Time
better
Lord.
is you contribute your what is it? You contribute your Water Time Lord on board to get a draw.
Yes,
perfect.
yes, you can do stuff like that.
Because it's when she's sent from field to graveyard. So
The
actually, I wonder if that works on a link summon.
the only good ways to use Time Lords is the Time Lord OTK using trains.
See,
I
so you
have
say that
to
now
strongly disagree with
until
you
you
there,
absolutely stun
UK.
out your opponent with Mystic Mine and Time Lords, and they sit there and rage quit because you've been like 40 turns and you've only sat there doing ping damage for like 20 of them.
Yeah, Sandy on Time Lord stun is one hell of a stun deck. Once
my
you manage
God.
to stick a normal summonable 4k beater on the board, you've basically got that game. It is.
You see, Kiwi, I do think you're a bad person.
It's okay. I'm a naturally bad person. It's fine.
It's
Oh,
okay if you think I'm a
There's
bad
a cream for
person,
that.
UK. I play a
It's a
wide
place
variety
for
of Time Lord variant.
I
I just find it
plus-
such a versatile archetype.
I
There's
Time Lord
something
Trickstars.
for everyone. Yeah, Time Lord
Well, Wren,
Tricksters.
were you saying something? I didn't know. I didn't know if Wren was saying something. I thought he said something.
Oh.
I just went +4 with Garnet Turbo.
Yeah, my
Really
opinions on
mean
the
video.
Who's choking on a
two Arch
Garnet?
Nemesis cards.
Yeah.
They're side deck.
Oh.
They're pretty much side deck. I think they're side deck material, but nothing really more than that.
Wait, the Garnet's a side deck material? Yes.
The two Arch Nemesis cards in the.
I honestly think Eschatos is the better one because it's searchable.
Yeah. I mean, the worm one is as well. You look at what's it called? Tenyi.
Yeah, but Melody's a better searcher.
True. Melody is a better searcher, but again, I say Tenyi.
Oh no,
Right.
that's a fair, very fair. Oh, actually, no, that's even better. Think about it this way: so you banish the 3 Tenyis to summon this guy, right? And then you can just add them back to your hand off of the level 1.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
I'm building Tenyi.
Have you tried it with Cypher? That's something I was experimenting around with on the side for a bit.
Nobody likes iframes, all right?
I think they've got their place now. They're more fair than they used to be.
I had a
That
build
Link
of Penny
monster.
that ended on Nappies plus Appaloosa for 4. It just did so only like 1 in every 20 games.
You know what answers that one problem?
Buster Blader can end on Appaloosa and its full combo off 2 cards.
I play Dark Rule no more.
On Nappies plus Appaloosa off of 1 card.
Oof.
Opponent plays Dark Rule no more, and then you cry.
Not a great situation.
Only my Appaloosa dies because my actually no, you're right. Yeah, okay, screw me then.
All right, the two.
Sir, I screw myself, nobody else.
I apologize.
Oh,
hello.
I am beating Adamantia with Garnet Turbo. I don't know how to feel about this.
Bad.
welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the pile.
Our Time Lord.
Oh, next one. Chamber Dragon Maid.
Welcome to the pile.
Waifu tax goes
we
up
got-
to level 1000.
Monsters. Whoops.
We got the Generate and the Dragon Maid. Out of those two, I probably
Dragon Maid's going to be higher, but the Generate's going to be like a solid. I think Generators now are going to be a more solid rogue option because they do have the negate built in and the outright banish.
All right, let's see. You can target a horror, the Generate boss of Grumbling. Okay, you can only control one of them. Once returned, if your opponent adds a card from the main deck to the hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, you can make your opponent send one monster from the hand or field to the graveyard. Yeah, they'll thank you for that. When When a card effect is activated, and it's a quick effect, you contribute 2 generate monsters and or spellcasters, and negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. You can only use this effect of... Yeah, you can only use this effect once. Okay. Oh, it's for spellcasters. Okay.
Have people been using...
Now Adamon can go into ability.
Have people been using kaijus with generators? Because I know there's the level 9 one.
So, my whole point with generators, I think generators are a solid go first option in the up and coming format, just because off of the one field spell, they legitimately plus fucking 5.
True.
True King, all calamities exist. That's literally the only reason.
Not to mention, we just got the new 9 lives cat, which can bring back something from the graveyard, especially in Master Roll 5. That's fucking busted.
Yeah, I don't know about MR4 relevancy, but MR5, I agree with your sentiment.
What is it? Does 9 lives cat target?
I believe so.
That's sad. Because at that point, you could make your 9 lives cat with, I don't know, plant. I've forgotten what the plant one's called, and another summon, and then you'd be able to pitch the plant to grave, summon the plant back, and get to reuse it.
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go into my bathroom and cry myself to sleep because that is too broken.
Chamber
Plant
Dragon
is
Maid.
once per turn, by the way. I know because I've got one. Because I have Dragon. I have Generators.
Oh.
I have all the not good generator cards.
See, I have all the good ones.
You don't need the good ones. It's fine.
My issue with them is that I don't have the what's it called? World Legacy monstrosity that you need for it.
I have no monstrosities, so sorry, buddy. You're SOL.
Yeah.
So you guys think Generate is going to be the better secret rare out of those two? Chamber Dragon Maid?
No. Honestly, I think I think better outright versus
No, I'm saying card price wise. Card
price wise, yes, I believe it'll be better priced than our Dragon Maid friend there.
I think Dragon Maid will be more expensive.
I think on the long run, Dragon Maid. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be more expensive.
Turbo.
It's just, the new one is basically it's a search for the entire spell trap lineup.
Well, what's even worse is the new Dragon Maid.
Quick play fusions, by the way. I believe they have quick play fusion.
Well, think about it this way.
Yes,
you also have
the fusion is quick play.
Whatchamacallit? The Chamber Dragon Maid. That's her. Yeah, sorry, it took me a second to remember her name. Chamber Dragon Maid can also revive the fusions.
Yes.
Wait, come again?
Special summon one level 7 or higher Dragon Maid monster from your hand or graveyard.
Yep.
Well, ain't that something?
Yeah. So if your opponent outs your fusions at the beginning of the battle phase, you can just shit them right back out the field.
Yep.
And just a quick clarification. I haven't kept up with the previous ban list, but the Guard Dragons were not hitting the TCG yet. Because have they been hitting the TCG yet?
Hear you.
They have been hit.
Yes, they have.
Agripain's gone.
Pain is at 0.
Conversation, right?
Okay. I was just making sure because I was confusing the OCG and the TCG.
LP and Pesty are both still at 3.
I mean, you really
Wyvern
need to
Buster
run
and
one.
other ones are.
I mean, you can run 3 just for the meme or extravagance, but
Nice Guardian Wren that you've got up there with the phantasms.
Nice.
I summoned Garnet 3 times and I made Adamantia Rage Quit. With Garnet Turbo.
I'm very proud
That's
of you.
a pretty good deck build. I might use that for my
This is what I'm playing in the next tournament, guys. Garnet Turbo.
Garnet Turbo?
You can only play Garnet Turbo.
From now on. No, hey, you guys can't forget. You need Mirror Shield.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that Garnet can swing over anything.
Top tier strategies.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do at this point, guys, is make one last break in the record, and then maybe we'll go for just another 20 more minutes or so, and then we'll finish up.
We can finish the list. That's probably a good structure. It'll get us.
Oh, right, I see. How far through are we?
No, we're just going through the secret rares.
Got to the 5th one.
Out of how many?
There are
Got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's
A lot.
12 more. 12 more.
Okay, well, are there
Correct.
any in particular that are in need of note? Because this will all date horribly once the set does drop.
Save them for me.
Probably edit that part out.
I'll pass it along to Silent. Okay, so the hand trap then, autumn shower.
Yeah,
Going on with
yeah,
that.
our friend Crescent Autumn Shower situation. So I've been messing
Evening
around with her a little bit. Yeah, Evening Crescent Autumn Shower, right? That's her name?
Evening Crescent and Autumn Shower. Should I
Okay.
read the effect or?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
right
go
ahead.
for it.
Might as well.
So, if your opponent special summons a monster's face up during battle step only, discard this card, target one of those face up monsters, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Also, if that face up monster leaves the field this turn, player who controlled it takes damage equal to its original attack. You can only use this effect once per turn.
I mean, it's realistically just a hard once per turn Veiler.
That doesn't
But
sound very good.
I think. Well, okay, so where I think she's more likely to actually shine is the same point where Spooky Dogwood would. And
See,
ignore that.
in
Like,
time.
Just to say very
Yeah.
little.
Yep, just in time.
Time. That's all you
Yep,
gotta say.
time.
Pretty much.
Yep,
See, she's
40.
the worst Veiler, and Veiler's the worst in permanence. So, like,
But my whole thing is, I
She's
think
searchable.
burn decks can play her better than actual Veiler, because burn decks have
Yeah.
the,
but I think
you can
Burn
just
decks would still rather just play Impo.
So you'd
Impact
side
is
in
fine.
game
So much.
3 kind of situation.
definitely game
I don't
3
know.
situation.
It's nothing to scoff at about the linking away thing, but it is kind of counterproductive because if you're using it on a problematic card,
Well, think about it this way: you can play that. You can play her, and then next chain after her effect goes off after she resolves, play something like what you call? Let's say your opponent has like, let's say 4K life points, right? You actually Ring of
Right.
Destruction on that monster that you targeted, who was like 2K defense
Okay.
or like 2K attack. You're officially burning them for 4,000.
I mean,
And
you
because
could-
Crescent activates last because of the chain order, you could still OTK your opponent. Well, I guess just outright kill them.
That's not bad.
if you ever got in that situation, please tell me.
I will let you know.
You'll be posting it.
Crescent
Uh,
Moon.
I will save the
Ring of
replay.
Destruction Turbo.
I will record it. Yes, Ring of Destruction Garnet Turbo. You have to do it
It's
right.
a searchable ring
Go
destruction.
ahead,
Like
Turbo.
I feel like it's grossly underestimating the fact that the one thing it has over impermanence is
Second
uh,
rage quit to Garnet Turbo. Let's go.
it's that
Wren, that
it's
could
a
be your
monster
opening
card.
video for your channel.
Garnet Turbo.
The fact of Crescent Moon being a monster card does give it a slight advantage over impermanence in that regard. For that area, it has the versatility in that aspect, being searchable for certain types of decks. And
Oh, this is.
I have
This is
I have one card to counter that with.
Called by the Grave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's true.
Well,
that is true.
what if I
You
red
can't search Called by the
reboot? I
Grave.
raise you a red reboot. Oh wait, that's got limited to 1. Never mind.
Yeah, I can't believe they did that. Like, wow, they're really trying to set up the format for Altergeist.
I don't know why they hit red reboot.
Mech
To be
can
honest,
still search
Like the
it.
only option to stop Altergeist. Well, thanks, Konami. I'm just gonna suffer now. Thanks.
I get to play my 1 red reboot. And oh no, it's probably because they brought back the Solemns.
Yeah.
But wouldn't the
You-
Solemns have countered the red
Also-
reboot?
also
Yeah.
Lightning Storm.
That's kind of
Lightning
bad
Storm's
card
a major
design.
reason they.
Yeah, you're probably
You would-
right. Lightning
you
Storm
would
is
want
because Lightning
more
Storm is
red
being
reboot.
released.
Yeah, if you had Lightning Storm plus plus
3 red reboot.
evenly matched plus red reboot, that's just 9. Third rage quit against Garnet Turbo.
Most of the online your community, they usually rage quit. Most of them.
I am one of said people. I'm sorry,
Hey,
I'm a
at least
Christian
you're
rich.
honest.
I'll admit
Oh,
it.
okay,
If they did-
okay. So moving on from the hand trap that may or may not do anything. What's the next card of
I believe it was
relevance?
Gizmek, wasn't it?
Gizmek.
Oh shit, this hand's
All
broken.
right then.
Never
That
went
could
over
definitely
it.
do some stuff, the Gizmek one.
So should I get the effect again?
Yeah, go for it.
It's a hand trap version of Mannequin Cat.
Pretty much, actually, yeah. So so on field, each time your opponent normal special summons it, inflict 300 damage. And then you can only use each of the following once per turn. If a monster is
Great, so
special
I get
summoned,
taxed.
you can special summon this from your hand. And then if this card is normal special summon, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Special summon from your hand or deck one monster with attack and defense the same and the same attribute as said targeted monster.
It's Gizmek. That's what we're talking about, Wren. Gizmek, Inaru.
All I can say is mirror matches.
Oh boy.
That's. I don't know much about. I don't know much about.
Well,
I haven't played.
My whole
many
thing
of
with the
those.
Gizmek is you can summon. All right, so after you play Pot of Desires, right? Now this is like a very niche situation. After you play Pot of Desires, if you're running something like a Grenmaju deck,
After Pot of
you can
Desires,
summon
if I'm running Gridmark,
the Golden Homunculus from your deck and just shit out like a freaking what? I don't even know, just a big ass beater. Because he's got 1500 attack, 1500 defense, so his attack and defense are equal.
All right.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I really only see this being used for like probably like combo decks. And again, I'm usually looking in terms of MR5.
Yeah.
What's its level?
It's a level 7.
Yeah, with launch being back, you could definitely use that to go into King. What is it? King Kalyuga.
Yeah, Kalyuga.
I think with DDD's primed for MR5, I definitely
actually there's a good point there too. Is with DDDs it can be used to summon Copernicus. Because I believe Copernicus is a 0/0, isn't it?
Yeah, it can.
Interesting.
I hadn't thought of that, and actually, quite a lot of DDD stuff is 0/0.
Yeah.
At least the main deck stuff.
And they got that, weird promo of Akaba Reggie or whatever. That card's pretty interesting to say the least. If you've seen it, it's
yeah.
I don't think I've seen it yet. No.
Okay.
The Link monster's really good.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, so sorry, I'm gonna be a little bit off topic about this, but
no worries.
Playing the Kuriboh deck,
Speak
right?
quick.
I was up against a DDD player, and he summoned the Link monster. Apparently, because the Link monster deals damage to himself by paying life points, you can negate it with Clear Kuriboh.
Hey.
That's brilliant.
Fascinating. Okay, what was the name of the card? Akaba. It was Renji. It was like Renji. There we go. I can't spell.
When did we start talking about Bleach?
Wait,
why don't we
man,
instead
people
start
talk about
talking
Bleach
about
in
Valiant
2020, man.
Shark
I
Lancer?
You know, I've never actually seen Bleach.
Anyway,
Well,
we don't want to go too off topic. Anyway,
Valiant Shark
As a
Lancer.
casual
Yeah,
podcast, we could go wherever we want. But
well,
we are also racing to get through this list, so what's next?
let's see.
Valiant Shark Lancer.
Deep Sea Princess Prima Madonna.
Oh god, that whole deck.
I'm not talking about that.
Hand loops.
Yeah, that's a joke. I was a joke. We don't need to talk about. Let's talk about actually pressing cards like Trap Tricks, Almaris.
Yes, this would be interesting.
Oh god, Trap Tricks are gonna be Trap Hole.
I hate their Link one. I'm just gonna flat out say it. I hate their Link one.
I have.
They got one of the best Link ones in the game.
I have one Sarah. I have a whole bunch of Trap Holes, but I have no Trap Tricks to speak of.
Like, I personally think the new hole card isn't that really good. It's kind of underwhelming, but it with this new support that they have, and in light of that Link one, it's going to be obnoxious, no question about it. And you're probably going to really pull off that 2000 burn pretty consistently in Trap Tricks. It's just really obnoxious. Like, it's definitely going to be like a really obnoxious deck.
Between that and Bottomless, they're just going to be sniping out cards from your hand and field left and right.
However, a lot of the times I genuinely you can't really like. A lot of times you just think like, oh, if I want to do this, why not just play Alter Guys? They just have better options, and they predominantly can reliably get to their trap cards. They don't have to kind of like, commit to a certain play. Like they can.
But
they have
my whole answer with Alter Guys is Denko Seka.
I mean,
How
that
many
would
would
be
Denko
for
Seka?
any kind of trap deck, though. The answer would
But
be
trap decks
Denko
still
Seka.
have
Summon
an
Denko
out to
Seka,
Denko Seka because they
Milk
can
Bounce.
run stuff like, they do have on summon effects. They can, outright Solemn Judgment it or Solemn Warning it.
Also,
Ren, did you say something? Yeah. I was wondering what you
once we get Eternity Code, they can easily first turn Hextia Multifaker plus Silk, plus 3 trap cards. So, Seka isn't very much. It's not a huge issue for them.
What if
Yeah.
I summon 2 of them?
All right, good.
I'll smack it with a Hextia.
Activate normal summon
Also-
Denko Seka. Activate a copy of double summon, and then normal summon another one.
Ooh, that would
Just
make
went
me.
neg 3 to
No,
summon
even
two
better,
Denko
even better.
Sekas.
Chain to Sulcus. I activate Chain Summoning. Summon 3 Denko Sekas.
Dude, that happened to me in
Normal
pool,
summon.
dude. That happened to me in
Normal
pool, bro.
summon.
What, somebody
3
chain to your
copies of Denko Seka.
Actually, that's a really good point. Like, funnily enough, chain summoning actually, as the game gets faster, it really actually gains more and more prevalence. I honestly
Yeah.
never really thought about this, but it
You
could
could
actually
even
get
do
itself
chain
hit.
summoning.
Chain
I
summoning.
think
Chain
Alright,
summoning.
so because I think
Well,
chain
this
summoning
deck is
is at like a
broken.
very fine line. Excuse me. It's at a very fine line to where it is like it is just reactive enough that it can be broken, but it really does depend on your hand. Because if you don't have a very big monster heavy hand, and a lot of decks that play it don't always generally have a monster heavy hand, because look at stuff like Trickstars, hell, even stuff like Bujins could play it. Which
God,
nobody
I
cares
miss
about Bujins,
Bujins.
but
I miss
Yeah,
them.
nobody gives a
I
shit.
miss Kaiser Coliseum Bujin.
No.
oh
Shut
god.
No one cares about Kaiser Coast.
Anyway,
Oh no!
back on
Someone
topic.
someone stole my garnet. No.
Wait,
Not my Garnet.
All right, the cover card now
No.
of the pack. Poster boy of the pack. We got Axis Code Talker.
Is
Great
that
card.
the Lake 4?
Like, it's really not.
Okay,
It's like
should I get the
Hey,
effect?
that's a mean
yeah, go
one.
for the effect. Go for the effect.
That'd be great.
Okay.
I've-
Yes.
So, I got 2+ effect monsters, link 4. It's got
Oh, great.
up,
So
down,
it's
left, right.
topologic.
Yeah, it's topological. If this card is link summoned, target one link monster that was used as a material for its link summon. This card gains attack equals to that link monster's link rating times 1,000. You're going to target a link 2, really. You can banish one link monster from your field or graveyard, destroy one card your opponent controls, but for the rest of the turn, you cannot banish monsters with the same attribute to activate the effect of Access Code Talker. Your opponent can't activate cards or effect in response to the activation of this effect.
Okay. For
I
starters,
mean, that
one,
last
it's
bit
not
is
once per
nice,
turn.
but
It's not once per turn.
yeah.
And if it's your turn, you could use it as a way to chain block.
Pretty resource heavy,
and then
though. When you could just go into some other link 4.
That's true. Yeah, I do agree with that. The matter is, though, that really makes it ridiculous is ironically not really too much itself, but it's actually just the support it has. Like being the code talker support is retarded. Like I think it's really like good generic cyber support. I mean it's insane.
Now,
Just
if
a
only
constant
Code
access.
Talkers did anything by themselves, like at all.
That's true. Yeah, I just think the servant ones, the small ones, they're gonna be pretty good. I think they're gonna be pretty good because they have generic access to Link 2 and being able to just substitute it from the hand as a material just so you can save like better cards for higher link plays and stuff like that. Just gives you more flexibility in your link summons. I think overall Access Code Talker as the game develops is just gonna get better and better.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it
I think
deals
Access
with the
Code Talker
competition.
is a great first turn option for Ignisters.
I think you're right.
This card is a quick. Is it a quick effect? I don't think it's a quick effect. Oh, it is.
It might be. Let's have a look.
I don't think it is. I remember it's not. I believe it's not.
No,
It is not.
Yeah. No,
Not
you couldn't
quick
really
effect.
use this thing first turn. You're better just going Arrival and just hoping your opponent can't deal with a 6K unaffected beat stake. But
I mean, until you get Kaiju and cry.
yeah, let's hope
No,
that. I mean,
Kaijus.
Slumber is not no, Slumber is at 3. Yeah, I think it is at 3.
Yeah.
No,
Slumber's
yeah,
at
Slumber's at 3.
Okay.
Some hit game you seal.
It's actually very similar in Go Talker in that regard, in how it's basically just like it's very similar to Axis. At the Arrival, in that regard, and how it basically does very similar things. But again, I generally look at the cyber stuff like how I look at dinosaurs. They're just basically going to be better dinosaurs. I genuinely think they're going to be better dinosaurs.
Remember that for posterity, folks, when you're watching this back in the future. What did happen?
All right, go for it, man. I tell you, man. I'm calling it. Cybers is going to be dumb.
Holy shit.
It's going to be dumb. It's going to be dumb.
The prophecy has been foretold.
Go for it. I mean, when you get access to a dark fluid, and they just no.
I'm sure they're going to see play. I'm confident they're going to see play, and there will be some tops. And it just depends on what the competition is going to be, really.
Yeah, I'm not claiming tier 0, but I'm definitely claiming like it's going to be prevalent as dinos. That's how I feel it's going to be. It's going to be.
I believe you're right about that. I believe dinos are going to take a very, very big Before, dinos have been taking a very big back seat to a lot of decks like Orcus and Structure lately.
It's just because Lynx just can't be flip face down by Tyranno.
Well, think about this: we literally just got back Lithosogen. Come on, you have essentially 3 Lithosogen in the deck. That's all. Realistically, it's the only True King you need in run. Which actually, it is searchable not only through the the field spell, but it is also searchable through the Wind True Draco as well.
I think it's not really reliable for competitive use anymore because of diagrams hit. But in terms of casual play and stuff like that, yeah, it can definitely see
at least a couple regional tops.
I don't know. As far as Dino, I would actually have to agree with Wren in that Lost World might be a probably better build.
Yep.
It's just
Lost
not
World,
working.
I can see that.
The way to go.
And it is coming from a person who just loves his diagrams, me. But it's just not reliable with how one-ofs are limiting diagram. Just I could tell you for personal experience, it hurts. It hurts a lot.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, I mean, you can see some colorful deck builds have it, but I genuinely don't see it being there. Maybe though I do. It's still Lethalsm, so we probably might see combos with the card itself tutoring out via dumping or other monster cards. But as far as diagram combos with that, there's
you're not going to see that many diagram combos anymore.
Okay, have we covered everything in the set at this point that we wanted to cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And we want to talk about Valiant Shark Lancer.
Yeah, but
No.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
No, I don't think I will.
I mean,
at this point, we might as well talk about Bahamut Shark.
Yeah, Bahamut Shark is the deal. But I'm gonna make a quick pause in the record because this is going to be a pretty long segment, and then we'll just come back very briefly for a final 20 minutes or so, and then we'll finish up. Yeah, it's only going to be a second, but it's just so that if we lose anything, we don't lose a big 3-hour chunk or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay,
fair enough.
Cool. 1 second. As it turned out, it was good we took a break when we did, because unfortunately we did lose the very last part of the record, so this will be the end of the casual cast for now. A few weeks have passed since I managed to top with Tindangle OTK and come second at my locals, which was very exciting to do, even though it was a really small event. I managed to pick up the Progenitor Timelord, the Synchro, which I was very excited to get my hands on, a very interesting Timelord. And though I did knock over a statue when I got back, just a small one, and broke its arm off, which was a bit awkward, and a little bit of a bad omen, I feel. Otherwise, the day went really, really well, and I just wanted to record this outro It was so awesome having so much of the Discord be a part of the first ever casual cast, be a part of the trilogy as it went through. And I hope that, however much of this survives into the future, that it really gives you an insight into what Team Casual was like during its heyday. All the awesome, colourful cast of Yu-Gi-Oh players that made up this wonderful community that we had. And I hope that everyone's found something enjoyable to take away from it. And thank you so much to everyone who took part, shared their views, got involved. Whether your part was big or small, it all made this so special. So without further ado, this is the end of the casual cast. Ngā mihi and good night.